the chaos of modern life, most of your arguments don't even start in real life anymore. They start on a screen. One message, one notification, one line that lands wrong, and suddenly your whole nervous system is on fire. You know the feeling, the late reply that makes your stomach drop, the K that feels like a slap, the wall of text you type, delete, retype, and almost send at 1:13 a.m. Texting is supposed to make communication easier, but it often becomes the place where your fear, your insecurity, and your anger type first. The good news is there's a way to calm that storm, not by ghosting, not by avoiding hard conversations, but by learning a tiny protocol you can run before you hit send. That's what this episode is about, a simple tool I call the tone test. One breath, one fact, one feeling, one next step. A small sequence that can turn a text that explodes into a text that actually lands. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use tone to rewrite the way you handle conflict over the phone, so your messages reflect the future you're becoming, not the old version of you that reacts on impulse. Imagine you're about to send a message that could change the entire tone of your night. You feel ignored, you feel disrespected, you feel like they should know better. Your thumb is hovering over send, and inside your body there is no space between emotion and reaction, just a straight line from trigger to trigger back. This is where the tone test steps in. It's not a philosophy essay, and it's not a 10-step script. It's 4 moves. T for take a breath, O for one fact, N for name a feeling, and E for next step. 4 checkpoints between you and the text that might blow everything up. The first move, take a breath, sounds almost insulting when you're upset. Just breathe. But this isn't spiritual wallpaper, it's biology. When you're triggered by a message, your body reacts first. Heart rate rises, chest tightens, jaw clenches, vision narrows. Your nervous system is bracing for threat, even if it's just a text. If you type from that state, your message will sound like your adrenaline, not your truth. Taking one slow inhale through the nose and one longer exhale through the mouth interrupts that pattern. That extra second creates a tiny gap between the part of you that wants to attack and the part that wants to be understood. Before you type anything, you simply tell yourself, I'm going to give myself one full breath before I reply. Not 10, not a 10-minute meditation. Just one conscious breath that signals to your body we're not in danger, we're in conversation. Fact. Arguments over text spiral because we send stories, not facts. You don't care about me. You always ignore me. You never listen. Those are stories. Your nervous system might believe them, but they're not specific. A fact is something both of you could theoretically agree happened. You read my message at 3:17 and didn't reply. The plan changed 30 minutes before we were supposed to meet. You raised your voice on the phone. When you lead with a fact, you lower the other person's instinct to defend. You're pointing at an event, not attacking their entire character. So after your breath, you ask, what is the cleanest, simplest fact I can name right now? Then you write it plainly. Instead of, wow, you don't care at all, you type fact. I didn't hear back from you yesterday. It feels almost too simple, but simplicity is what calms the conversation. With the fact on the table, you move to N, name a feeling. Most people try to control others with their facts. Tone moves you into owning your experience. Naming a feeling doesn't mean unloading every emotion you have about the situation. It means choosing one word that captures the core of what's happening inside you. I feel hurt. I feel anxious. I feel brushed off. I feel confused. I feel overwhelmed. Notice how those are about you, not them. Compare your being a jerk with I feel hurt and tense. One invites a fight, the other invites understanding, so you stack it. Fact, the plan changed 30 minutes before. I feel disappointed and a bit unimportant. Clean, honest, human. You're not pretending to be okay, and you're not guilt tripping. You're simply saying, this is what that action did inside my chest. Now you arrive at E. Next step, the part most people skip completely. A text that calms doesn't end at I feel. If you stop there, you've just delivered an emotional package with no clear direction. The next step is where you invite movement. You're not demanding, you're inviting a new pattern. Can we talk about this after work? Can you send a quick, I'm busy next time so I don't spiral? Can we pick a specific time tomorrow to finish this conversation? Can we write down the plan together so we're on the same page? one concrete request. When you give someone a next step, you turn the moment from a wall into a door. You're saying, here's how we get out of this loop together. Put it all together and tone looks like this. I took a breath. Fact, I saw the read receipt and didn't hear back. I feel anxious and a little brushed off. Next step, can you send a quick got it, talk at 7 in the future so I know we're okay? Same situation, same hurt, completely different energy. There are countless real-life situations where the tone test can literally save your night. Take the late reply. The raw text you might send is, thanks for ignoring me again. The tone version is, fact, I didn't hear back from you last night. I feel a bit unimportant. Next step, can we quickly check in if we're going to talk later so I don't sit in my head? You're not punishing, you're advocating, or plans changed last minute. The raw text, you always bail. Why do I even bother? The tone version, fact, the plan changed 20 minutes before we were supposed to meet. I feel frustrated and let down. Next step, could we set a backup window next time so it feels more solid? You're still naming the impact. You're just leaving dignity intact for both of you. When you mess up and want to repair, the raw text might be, sorry you feel that way. The tone version becomes, fact, I raised my voice on that call. I feel embarrassed and I don't want to show up like that. Next step, can we restart this tonight when I've cooled down? That's what real accountability looks like in text form. No excuses, no, but you also, just ownership and a pathway forward. And when you're setting a boundary, instead of you're being ridiculous, drop it. The tone version is, fact, we've joked about this 3 times after I said it was sensitive for me. I feel disrespected. Next step, please leave that topic out with me. Clear, firm, still grounded. You might wonder if using tone will make you sound weak or fake. Emotional clarity is not weakness, reactivity is. And yes, at first it might feel awkward and scripted, the same way any new language feels clunky. But the goal isn't to text like a robot. It's to train your nervous system to hit these 4 beats in your own words. Over time, tone becomes natural. You automatically pause for a breath before replying. Your brain starts scanning for the clean fact instead of the most dramatic story. You instinctively check in with what you're feeling instead of what you're accusing. You default to suggesting a path forward, not a new fight. That's emotional muscle. You can practice this right now. Think of a conversation that's currently tense. Maybe there's a message sitting in your phone you haven't answered because you're afraid of what you'll say. Imagine the text your triggered self wants to send, the sharp one your old self would fire off. Hold that, then run tone. Take a breath, inhale slowly, exhale longer than you inhaled. One fact, what happened in 1 sentence, type it in your notes without sending. Name a feeling, choose one core emotion and add, I feel. Next step, ask yourself what would actually move this forward in a healthy way and write that down. Then read the whole message aloud. Does it reflect the version of you you're becoming, or does it drag you back into an old pattern? If it feels calmer, clearer, and more honest, you're on the right track. You can send it when you're ready, or simply keep it as proof that you're capable of responding from a different place. Every time you respond with tone, you're not just changing the text, you're changing the story your nervous system tells about conflict. Instead of when people upset me, I explode or shut down, you're rewiring to, when people upset me, I breathe, I get clear, and I speak like the person I'm becoming. You're building a new default, and relationships start to feel different when your texts change. Fights end faster, misunderstandings get cleaned up before they turn into resentment, and people begin to trust that when you're upset, you will still show up with respect. That's not just communication hygiene, that's reality recoding, one message at a time. Texting isn't going away. It's where most of your daily micro moments live, which means it can either stay a constant source of anxiety or become a daily training ground for emotional mastery. The tone test is deliberately small so you can actually use it. One breath, one fact, one feeling, one next step. Run it on the next hard message you send today. Try it for a week. Watch what shifts, not just in your conversations, but in how you feel about yourself after you hit send. And if this resonates, your next move is simple. Breathe and choose to text like the version of you that's recoding their reality on purpose.